on the wheels of steel. All right, guys, this is another beautiful day, and a special, special, special day. And today is Wednesday, and Wednesday happens to be about love and relationships. So, welcome, guys, to another wonderful session. Wherever you're watching from, shout out to you. Wherever country you're streaming right now from, bless up, you're welcome. All right, so we bring today's name of the Father, Son, and the Spirit. Amen. All right, today's love and relationships. I know it's a whole lot when it comes to love and relationship because the world encompasses mostly about love. And love is life and life is love, the vibes. Alright guys, moving on. The topic for today is emotional availability versus emotional avoidance. Hmm. Yeah, that sounds right. Emotional availability versus emotional avoidance. In relationships, there's emotional availability and there's emotional avoidance. Now, these two shape intimacy and connection. Now, you should know when you should use which and if you should use the other or if you should use both. It depends on you. But now, there are really different things, and both of them contribute either to the growth of a relationship or to the ruining of a relationship. It just depends on how you navigate or how you play your cards. You play your cards, I don't mean you have to be like, swindle, but nah, this is love and this is relationship, you understand? So there's emotional availability and there's emotional avoidance. And yeah, both of them can shape intimacy and connection. So you're welcome to today's live session on love and relationship. Now, before moving on, before like get to like compare them and contrast, and rather talk about the advantages or rather how they work in either deepening connection in relationship or helping relationships, we define them. So yeah, what is emotional availability? So understand probably better what we're talking about tonight. Emotional availability happens to be the foundation of deep, meaningful connections in any relationships. Now, any it isn't limited to if it's just a starting point or if you're already deep into or if it's just the first phase or the second phase or seventh phase. Emotional availability is the foundation of deep, meaningful connections in any relationship. So if you don't have a vital connection, if you want to have a concrete foundation in a relationship based on a deeper understanding, deeper connection, and probably deeper intimacy, emotional availability is very much essential, right? All right, moving on. It means being open and not just being open. You have to be present and not just being present. You have to be willing to share your inner world, your inner self, your inner thoughts, your inner feelings, and the one most of us are scared about, vulnerabilities. Now, one thing you should understand about relationships is that for you to enjoy relationship, for you to have successful relationship, you're not meant to do away with vulnerabilities. You're not meant to be scared of being vulnerable because why are you scared of being vulnerable to someone you claim you love or someone you claim you want to spend the rest of your life with or someone you want to invest your time with long term. So you have to be vulnerable. Well, vulnerability is not the topic of the day, so moving on. I said emotional availability is the foundation of deep, meaningful connections in any relationship. If you're just joining us, the topic for today is emotional availability versus emotional avoidance and how they shape intimacy and connection in every relationship, not just any, every. You get me? So, moving on, I was saying emotional availability is the foundation of deep, meaningful connections in any relationship. Now, two keywords you're meant to note about in this definition is the foundation. You get me? If you're building a house, you have to lay up a foundation, and the foundation determines if that house to be erected properly, or if the wind blows, rain beats the house, it will fall. If the foundation isn't laid properly, yeah. Now, for you to have a better connection and a better relationship, you have to be emotionally available. I'm not telling you to. I wouldn't choose for you. You get me? It's a free world. It's a free life. You are the navigator, but then there's emotional availability and there's emotional avoidance, and they both shape intimacy and connection. So you have to play your cards right, like I said earlier. And I said emotional availability is the foundation. Now, the foundation, you're building a house. The materials you use to build this foundation, deep, meaningful connections in any relationship. So for you to have a connection in relationship, and not just connection, a meaningful connection in relationship, a profitable connection, a profitable relationship. Believe me, guys, believe me, brothers and sisters, believe me, fam. You have to lay up this foundation on a deep and meaningful connection that has emotional availability. And it means being open, being present, and willing to share your inner world, your inner thoughts, your feelings, your vulnerabilities with your partner, because and it has to be mutual, because if I'm giving, you're also giving. If I'm receiving, you're also receiving. You get me? It's mutual. Hi, Hasib. Why do we do what we do? Come on. That's a deep question. But that's not what I'm talking about right now. You get, why we do what we do. This question is kind of related to life and purpose. And not just life and purpose, it's also related to values. And not just values, it's also related to what we seek as a human. Your self seeking. What are you seeking? What do you seek? What do you want to achieve in life? What are you looking out for to achieve in life? What are your dreams? What are your goals? What are your targets? Yeah. What gives you fulfillment? What gives you satisfaction? All these are related to why we do what we do. And sometimes we do what we do because probably because of peer pressure. So it's not just every time that it's okay, you're doing what you're doing because it's truly and really resonates with you. And probably it's based on your authentic self. Sometimes we do what we do based on societal pressure, based on societal validation. So there are different criteria, there are different reasons why we do what we do. But everything attached to why we do what we do is because of an end result or an end game, or probably to be successful, or probably to achieve something, or probably because of love, or probably because of family. But there has to be something attached. So Hasib is not just one reason. You get me? I know this topic now is related to what I'm talking about right now, but since the question popped up, and I'm sorry guys, I think it's very essential. It's a vital question, so permit me to just enlighten or rather throw more light on it. So Hasib, like I said, why we do what we do is not essentially based on one thing. There are different factors that contribute to why we do what we do. One is probably self benefit, either what we want to benefit in something we're doing. If it may be a career, it may be a relationship, that's self benefit. Another is fulfillment. You get, will this give you fulfillment? Will this give you satisfaction? Will this give you peace? And that one is happiness. Are you happy? Would you get happiness doing this thing? And that one is money. You understand? Sometimes we have to do some things not because we want to do them, but we do them because we have to make money. Get, because we have to make ends meet, because we have to earn a living. Get, because we have to buy food to eat, because we have to be able to have money to make logistics and transportation and some miscellaneous, and also take care of family. Sometimes we do what to do because of money. That's why I see some persons, they go extra mile, even doing things that probably not based on their values, or things that they have to compromise themselves for. And this is not because it's what they actually want to do, or something that gives them joy or gives them that satisfaction, but because they have family to feed. You feel me? Or because they have a situation, or because they have like a crisis, or because they have something. You get me? It could be family, like I said, and you see people doing things that doesn't really resonate to them, or doesn't, or ordinarily or naturally they wouldn't want to do these things, but sometimes some situations and some circumstances. But it's not a reason to do something illegal. You get me? It's not still a reason to do something that jeopardizes your peace, because like I would always say, nothing is worth ruining your peace. Nothing is worth jeopardizing your peace. You get me? So Hasib, why we do what we do is it entails different things. That question is really, really deep. And if you permit me, probably I'll answer this question maybe next Tuesday. That's on life and purpose. But why we do what we do, sometimes it's beyond the physical orchestration. You get, sometimes it's beyond the human factor. Sometimes it's beyond the physical entity. Sometimes it's based on the higher factor. So the spiritual controls the physical. So sometimes we do what we do because we are meant to do them. Sometimes we do what we do because it's a part of our life process. Sometimes we do what we do because it's a part of our life journey. Sometimes we do what we do because we are meant to meet someone either at the point in our life that we realize, okay, this thing we are doing is to benefit this person. This thing we are doing is to impact the life of this person. So sometimes, and at first, it may not make sense. You get me? But along the line, it may make sense. And sometimes it may not make sense, and you may feel you don't know how to detach yourself from it. This is because you don't want to lose sight of yourself, or you don't want to lose identity of yourself, or rather, you don't want to be looked at as less of yourself. That's as a result of self or peer pressure or societal validation. So there's a lot of reasons why we do what we do, but it's based on different factors. You get self, fulfillment, satisfaction, life and its purpose, the larger purpose of life, you know, family, love. So it encompasses a lot of things that like that would answer this question, why we do what we do. And I said money also is under reason to make a living. So Hasib, I don't know if I've at least answered a bit or rather 50% of your question, but why we do what we do encompasses a lot of dimensions of life. And I'll probably write this down so maybe next week Tuesday I'll properly answer this question with different details and different key points. But right about now, please you permit me to continue with the topic of today, Hasib. But shout out to you for asking the question, and it's a very deep question. So bless up. Let me screenshot it so that I wouldn't forget. So yeah, bless up. So if you just joined us, the topic for today, is love and relationship, and the key topic for today is emotional availability versus emotional avoidance. Emotional availability versus emotional avoidance. So now moving on. I said emotional avoidance on the other hand is a tendency to withdraw or close off, whether out of fear, insecurity, or past pain. Now, these two opposing behaviors play a critical role in determining the level of intimacy and trust within a relationship. Your emotional availability determines the level of intimacy and trust in your relationship, and your emotional avoidance as well will determine the level of intimacy and trust within your relationship. That's one thing you should understand. Now, I'll be touching emotional availability so understand how emotional availability relates and determines the level of intimacy and trust within a relationship. Emotional availability is otherwise can be said as the key to deep connection. Like I said, the definition. If you're just joining us, I'll define it again. I said emotional availability is the foundation of deep, meaningful connections in any relationship. It means being open, being present, and willing to share your inner world. Your inner world encompasses or entails your inner thoughts, your inner feelings, and your vulnerabilities. Circle the word vulnerability because it's very essential. It's a key, it plays a key role to you having a successful relationship. Believe me, I know sometimes it may be hard because you're scared, but no, for you to have a successful relationship, you have to be vulnerable and you have to be able to share your inner thoughts, feelings with the person you care about or the person you love. Now, moving on, emotional availability, which otherwise is the key to deep connection. It involves being emotionally available, just as the phrase implies. You get it's about creating a space where your partner feels safe to be themselves. Not just a partner, you as well. You are open to sharing their fears, you are open to sharing their joys, you are open to sharing their dreams, you are open to sharing their frustrations. Now, there's one thing we call communication, and there's another thing we refer to as effective communication. It can be communicating with someone, and it's just like a one-sided or like a monologue kind of conversation or a dialogue kind of conversation. What I mean by that is probably one syllabic replies or stuff. Someone just tells you something, I'll be like, yeah, 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 nah, nah, nah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's true. Nah, nah, nah. That kind of conversation can be very weakling. You get that kind of conversation is like without vibes. And if someone is trying to explain something to you, explain themselves to you, or channel their inner thoughts to you, their fears and stuff, and you're replying the person, yeah, nah, 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 bruh, bruh. That's kind of hurting the person in a way that you wouldn't understand, and that person may never, I mean, never feel safe or feel comfortable to sharing themselves with you anymore. You get so I said being emotionally available involves you creating a space where your partner feels safe to be themselves, and you also you are open to sharing their fears, sharing their joys, sharing their dreams, sharing their frustrations, sharing them pour everything about them emotionally without judgment, being judgmental. Okay. And now, emotional availability allows you to be present in the moment. You're truly listening to what your partner is saying or what your partner says, not just with ears, but with your heart. When you listen with your ears, that's when you just answer based on like a syllabic or one syllable kind of reply. Like, yeah, I've heard you, I've heard you. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. When you're just hearing someone, communicating to you or in a conversation with someone. When you're just hearing to fulfill all righteousness, and your replies are just based on let not be as if I didn't say nothing. You feel me? Yeah. But emotionally, or being emotionally available to enforce and to groom that intimacy between you and your partner, and to improve that connection, to make it deeper, involves you being present in the moment. And by being present in the moment, you're truly listening to what your partner is saying or what your partner says, not just with your ears, but with your heart. Because with your heart, you'll be able to channel in your empathy. Empathy is when you put yourself in the shoes of your partner, or you put yourself in the shoes of the person conversing with you, or explaining yourself to you, or talking to you. And by empathy, now you understand their feelings, and then you just understand, you're listening to them, and you're actively listening, because now after they're done, you would definitely prefer, either some kind of solace, or some kind of advice, or some kind of solution, or some kind of comfort. That's what empathy presents again. So you have to be present in the moment, really listening to what your partner says with your heart. Another thing emotional availability allows you to do is that it allows you to share your vulnerabilities. And this deepens trust, because by showing your true self, you invite your partner to do the same. By showing your true self, you unravel the true intentionalities, or rather intention, of you being in relationship with this person. And by unraveling your true intentions, you'll be able to feel safe with this person, your partner, and your partner as well will be able to reciprocate and return, the vibe. That's what emotional availability allows you to do, to share your vulnerabilities. Another thing it does is that it allows you to navigate conflict with empathy and understanding. I mentioned empathy earlier, but now empathy most times comes with understanding, and I mentioned understanding as well, because you have to understand someone before you be able to channel your feelings and emotions into these persons. So emotional availability allows you to share your vulnerabilities. After that, it allows you to navigate conflict with empathy and understanding. If you're just joining us, you're welcome. This is Love and Relationship Wednesdays. Wednesdays for Love and Relationship. And the topic for today is emotional availability versus emotional avoidance, and how they both contribute to intimacy and connection. How they shape intimacy and connection in your relationship. Now, I'm talking about the emotional availability, and how and what emotional availability allows you to do or to present in your relationship. Now, I was talking about navigating conflict. Emotional availability allows you to navigate conflict with empathy and understanding, because you're emotionally attuned to your partner's needs and feelings. And being emotionally attuned to what your partner needs and how your partner feels, truly and truly and really and truly, you understand the feelings of your partner, and you understand the things your partner go through. And now you know how to react, because you know that sometimes one thing that messes relationship up or causes some kind of unnecessary misunderstanding or avoidable misunderstandings in relationship is that reactions. Yeah, there are times for different reactions. There's time for everything. Even in relationship, yeah. When it comes to reactions as well, there's time, or there are times for different reactions. The way you react when someone is happy or when your partner is happy, that has a different ball game. When your partner is not like in the mood, or when your partner is kind of pissed off at you, you wouldn't react the same way. You get, and the way you react when your partner is pissed, that's not the way you react when your partner is kind of emotionally uh, unavailable in quotes, or rather going through some like personal, in relationship there has to be boundaries here. And in relationship, you are meant to also allow personal development and self-reflection as well. So when your partner is going through self-reflection, empathy and understanding would allow you to understand that, okay, yes, this my babe, or my husband, or my wife is going through personal reflection, self-mindfulness. And I wouldn't go and indulge myself in their space, or disturb them and say you don't have my time, stuff this and that. Nah, you wouldn't do that, because personal development and self-reflection and self-mindfulness is very much essential for you to have a successful relationship. Because now, just as both of you are growing and the relationship is growing, both of you have to also understand yourselves as individuals first. Although the relationship comes first and your partner comes second before you, but as well your partner is meant to understand that, yeah, you are meant to have time for yourself. So navigating conflict, sorting misunderstandings and disagreements better, you have to emphasize empathy and understanding, because you have to be emotionally attuned to your partner's needs and feelings. That's what emotional availability allows you to. And that thing emotional availability allows you to do is that it allows you to offer comfort and validation. By doing this, you are reassuring your partner that their emotions are seen. This is when you tell your partner, I see you. You assure them that their emotions are heard. This is when you tell your partner, I hear you. Assure your partner that their emotions are valued. This is when you tell your partner, I care about you and I know where you're coming from. And we are in this together. And you are right to react this way. I feel you. And I know, yeah, these are your values and these are the things you stand for or you stand to. I know. And I'm sorry I went out of. Nah, it was intentional. I'm sorry. You get, because you have to acknowledge your partner's feelings and you have to let them know their feelings aren't taken for granted. That's what emotional availability allows you to do, to offer comfort and validation, reassuring your partner that their emotions are seen, heard, and valued. If you're still active, bless up. You can leave a like. You can also share this to your friends and your families right now on your WhatsApp and Instagram. God bless up, Sha. Thank you. In an emotionally available relationship, intimacy isn't just about physical closeness. That's one thing you should pretty much understand, because we mistake intimacy for only romance purposes or romantic vibe. Nah. And if all your intimacy is centered only about the romantic aspect, believe you me, that sometimes that you wouldn't be in the mood for romance, or your partner wouldn't be in the mood for romance. And intimacy calls for, better understanding. And if that romance isn't available, or if that romance isn't, the topic of the day, so how do you navigate misunderstandings? How do you navigate disagreements? So in an emotionally available relationship, you should understand that intimacy isn't just about physical closeness. You feel me? It's about being emotionally intertwined, where you and your partner feel safe to express both your love and your struggles. And now, love, just as life, has its ups, has its down, has its sweet moments, has its sour moments, and if not really disciplined and if not really taken care of, may have its bitter moment as well. So you should understand that being emotionally available, intimacy isn't just about physical closeness or the romance part. It's about emotionally intertwined and understanding yourselves. You feel safe and your partner feels safe, and both of you express your feelings, your love, and your struggles mutually and amicably. Hi, Baguma, what's going on? Is that why you're crying? I don't understand you, bro. This is just, Wednesday, and Wednesday we'll talk about love and relationship. And today's topic is emotional availability versus emotional avoidance. How they shape relationship intimacy and connection. You understand? And I'm talking about emotional availability, how it affects relationship and how it contributes to connection, deep connection in relationship. So, like I was closing off emotional availability, I said in an emotional available relationship, intimacy isn't just about physical closeness. And this is one thing we should all understand, that for you to have a successful relationship, you should understand that intimacy goes beyond the physical aspect. Intimacy goes beyond the smushy, mushy, touchy aspect. You get, at times that wouldn't be present, and that wouldn't be, the tribe of the day or the tribe of the night, and you need something more, you need something deeper, you need something more mature, you need something more connective, you need something that transcends the physical, if you understand what I mean. And now it's about being emotionally intertwined, where you and your partner feel safe to express both your love and your struggles. Now you can see with all these I've said, being emotionally available, sharing your vulnerabilities, navigating conflict with empathy and understanding, offering comfort and validation, and being present in the moment, which entails truly listening to what your partner says, not just by your ears but by your heart. You see how very much important emotional availability is to relationship, and how it deepens connection and shapes intimacy in relationship. That is for emotional availability. Now moving on, I will not be so long. I'll no rush up this so we can wrap up for the night. Now coming to emotional avoidance. Now this is a part that most persons mistake and probably emphasize on. They may do it intentionally or sometimes unknowingly or unintentional, and it may bring about a breach in their relationship or a breach in their relationship. Now, emotional avoidance can as well be known as the barrier to intimacy. You know how emotional availability is known as the key to deep connection? Emotional avoidance is known as the barrier to intimacy. So, if in your relationship you realize probably something is not working, or the intimacy level is too poor, is too low, check your emotional availability. You guys may not be practicing emotional availability, it may be emotional avoidance. And when there's emotional avoidance, there's no way the connection can be deep. There's no way the intimacy will thrive. There's no way the bond can be mutual. There's no way the empathy and understanding can thrive. Probably you guys are thriving on emotional avoidance. And emotional avoidance is otherwise known as the barrier to intimacy. If you're just joining us, you're welcome. We're talking about emotional availability versus emotional avoidance and how they shape intimacy and connection in relationship. Now, one thing you should understand about emotional avoidance is that it creates distance. Come on. Now, you may feel distance in relationship is only about physical distance. That's probably when I'm in Nigeria and the person I love is like in America or is in like United States. You feel me? Not the continent. Or when I'm in Trinidad and the person I love is like in Germany. That's making me feel distance, long distance. No, bro. You can have distance, that's long distance relationship, but emotionally, you guys are very much intertwined and connected. That means you guys are emotionally available, and the relationship is tried, the relationship is successful. But you can be in the same house, you can be in the same vicinity, you can be in the same environment, you can be in the same community, you can be in the same society, you can be in the same state, you can be in the same country, and there will still be a barrier to intimacy. What is that barrier? Emotional avoidance. Now, what does it mean? It's otherwise known as creating distance. It's like putting up an invisible wall between you and your partner. You can't see the wall. Both of you know that if you look through, you guys are seeing yourselves, but there's a wall, but that wall is invisible. That's what emotional avoidance does. It's like an invisible wall between you and your partner, whether intentional or not. Emotional avoidance can leave your partner feeling isolated, can leave you feeling isolated if you are the channel of the emotional avoidance. One thing you should understand is that relationship is mutual. It's based on mutual benefit. Yeah. So if you are not giving in, definitely you are like taking out. And when you are taking out, your partner also is feeling left out. That's one thing you should understand about relationship. It involves mutuality. It involves me and the person I claim to love, or the person I love. It involves you and that person you love coming together intentionally. Yesterday we talked about, was it yesterday? Yesterday we talked about living with intention. I was like, living with intention transcends just career or transcends just the physicalities or natural aspects of life. It goes beyond that, and it enters into relationship as well, or it enters into the scope of relationship as well. And I think that I just remember it right now. In every relationship, yeah, for a relationship to be successful, there's a quote I dropped yesterday on my WhatsApp. I was like, intentionality is the basis of every successful outcome. That outcome itself encompasses every field or every sphere of influence in life, both career, study, academic, education, relationship. Intentionality is the basis of every successful outcome. For you to have a beautiful relationship, for you to have a successful relationship, you have to be intentional about your partner. Like I said, it's based on mutuality. So your partner also has to be intentional about you. You get me? So when there's, like I said, when there's an emotional avoidance, which otherwise known as a distance, because emotional avoidance creates distance over when you guys are in the same proximity. You feel me? It may be intentional or not. Emotional avoidance can leave your partner feeling isolated, can leave you feeling isolated, can leave your partner feeling misunderstood or even rejected. And rejection is a different ballgame. Rejection sometimes is even higher than depression, because if you feel rejected, I don't pray that for anybody, but feeling rejected is a kind of nasty feeling. You get me? You may not know how to control it. You may feel very less of yourself. You feel me? And now it may feel like, not just because one thing you should understand about love is that you see love through, how did this drop in my head? You see love through the lens of your emotions. Write this down, right? I guess I should write this down. It just dropped. You see love through the lens of your emotions. What I mean by see love through the lens of your emotions, the way you would express love, the way you will see love, the way you give out love it's based on how you feel. You feel me? So you see love through the lens of your emotions. If you feel very much safe with somebody, how you give out yourself to the person will be very much on the high note because now you feel safe. If you feel comfortable with someone, how you give out yourself is it'll be like 100 because now you feel comfortable and you found peace with this person. So you see love through the lens of your emotion. So now if you're feeling a type of way in a relationship and it turns to emotional avoidance, it creates a distance even when both of you are in the same proximity. And now you feel isolated, you feel misunderstood, you feel rejected, your partner as well will feel same way because in relationship and in love it depends on mutualities. And when this happens, that's emotional avoidance which transcends or which entails all these I've mentioned, that's feeling isolated, misunderstood, or rejected. When this happens, fear starts to creep in, you know. And when fear starts creeping, this fear now encompasses a lot of things. That's fear of being hurt, fear of being rejected. Now, excuse me, with all this now, you have to guard your feelings to avoid being vulnerable. That's one thing that lingers in that like makes relationships, most relationships fumble. When you start to feel a fear of being hurt, when you start to feel the fear of like you're not seen, you're not being heard, you're feeling rejected in your relationship with the person you feel or you claim you love, you have to guard your feelings. It's like you now embracing yourself. Imagine you like someone or you love someone, and when you see the person, you guys hug, yeah. Now the person is rubbing your back, you're rubbing the person's back. So it's like an emotional intertwining of emotions, feelings, vibes, urges, everything and everything. But now the person you're in a relationship with, there's a distance that is emotional avoidance. It's just like you hugging yourself, and you're hugging yourself just like when you're cold, yeah, and you're hugging yourself. You wouldn't want to let loose because you wouldn't want to feel the cold, and letting that loose is like you're letting your guard down, and letting your guard down is like letting your feelings to avoid being vulnerable. With that, now that fear, before you know, now it be more careful instead of being carefree with the person you love. You'll be more careful to protect yourself and protect your feelings to avoid being vulnerable so that you don't be used against you or your feelings wouldn't be used against you. And that thing that happens is that you don't fully process your own emotions. And therefore, because now this person you're scared of being vulnerable. And when you're scared of being vulnerable, there's no way you can process your emotions. There's no way you can mutually engage in deep connection and conversation with this person because you will struggle to you are struggling to connect with this person in a deeper level. So definitely there's no way you process your own emotions. You get me? And it's may lead to conflict also because now conflict is unavoidable. Rather than addressing it openly, it may lead to unresolved tension and lingering distance. That's another thing that happens when there's emotional avoidance in relationship. Conflict is avoided, you know. Rather, sorry, I mistook that. Conflict is avoided. One thing you should understand about conflicts or misunderstandings in relationships that it increases intimacy because there are some misunderstandings that you need to have to understand some aspect of your partner that you don't know. There's some misunderstandings, there's some disagreements that needs to happen in the relationship for you to understand the different reactions of your partner to different scenarios in life and different situations for you to understand her better or for you to understand him better. There are some disagreements that you guys are meant to have to understand yourself in a deeper level or now trying to like after a disagreement or after a misunderstanding you guys like come together to apologize. There's some misunderstandings that need to happen. So when coming to apologize, now you are giving yourself room to express yourself, and by giving yourself room to express yourself, you may understand your partner in a way that you didn't know about it earlier. You get so, but now when there's emotional avoidance, conflict as well will be avoided because it's just like you don't have time for this person. There's already distance. So now rather than addressing this conflict openly, you want to just keep it in yourself, and this may lead to unresolved tension and lingering distance. When conflicts are unresolved, it creates more distance because you don't want to look this person in the face, you don't want to be in the sight, or you get me. So it's a whole lot, and it's a bring about for damn it, damn it. It's bring about more damage to the relation. Get something to bring about more damage in the relationship as well. And that thing you should understand with emotional avoidance is that You suppress your emotional needs and you pretend everything is fine. You pretend everything is cool. You pretend you're good with your partner. Now you're avoiding genuine communication. You're avoiding trying to discuss what is really going on your inside because you don't want to be vulnerable. You don't want to just express yourself and you're taking for granted because now there's emotional avoidance. So you just suppress your emotional needs, pretend everything is fine, avoid genuine communication about what's really going on, and just you know move on vibes and shalai. But one thing you should understand is that over time, emotional avoidance can erode the bond between two people because without open emotional exchanges, the relationship may become superficial. No, it may lack the depth and intimacy that comes with or that comes from truly knowing one another. Now, everything now may just be based on assumptions or based on what you feel or based on a one-sided observations and stuff. So relationship may just become superficial. And relationship becomes superficial. Come on, there's no vibe, there's no thrive, there's no harmony again in the relationship. You get me? So now more. My notes kind of long, but I'll try to rush you up. Rush you up. Now, impact on intimacy and connection. The impact. When one or both partners are emotionally unavailable, it can feel like trying to hold onto water with cupped hands. The connection slips away no matter how hard you try to maintain it. You get me? Emotional intimacy requires both partners being fully present and not just being present, intentionality, like I earlier said, being fully present and willing to engage on a deeper level. Believe me, without that, the relationship might feel stuck, stagnant, and unsatisfying. And if you are feeling this type of way in your relationship, it's like a call to action that, bro, something is happening or something is going astray. And if you don't tackle it earlier, it may ruin your relationship. Another thing you should understand is that when both partners practice emotional availability, a relationship, when both partners partner When both partners practice emotional availability, the relationship flourishes, which is different from emotional avoidance. When both partners practice emotional availability, intimacy deepens. Each person feels seen, each person feels valued for who they truly are. Communication becomes richer, trust is strengthened, conflicts are navigated with greater compassion and understanding. And in this space, love grows, love thrives, peace thrives, harmony thrives, and not just through shared experiences, but through shared emotional landscapes. You get me? Not just through shared experience, but through shared emotional understanding, emotional channels, and emotional divinity, if I'm allowed to use that as well. Now, another thing you should understand in relationship and emotional availability or emotional avoidance is finding balance. Emotional availability doesn't mean you always have to be completely open all the time. Like I said, you should also prioritize personal development and personal time or boundaries in a healthy relationship. So emotional availability doesn't mean you always have to be completely open all the time because there are moments where stepping back is necessary for self-care or self-reflection, like I mentioned earlier. And what matters is finding balance, being available enough to nurture intimacy, but also giving each other the grace to process emotions at your own pace because everyone has different pace at which they express or they process emotions. So by finding balance, by prioritizing self-care and reflection, both of you can work on yourself and understand how to nurture the intimacy and also give grace to process your emotions at your pace. That's finding balance. And by recognizing when you or your partner might be emotionally avoiding, you can gently address these patterns, and create more space for emotional connection. Overcoming emotional avoidance and fostering emotional availability. One thing you should understand is that it takes time. It's not just like snap snap I'm good, snap snap she's good, snap snap he good. Now it takes time. You get me? Because you have to foster the emotional availability again. You have to rekindle the vibe. You have to rekindle the intimacy for it to be present again. But now, when it happens again, the result is usually deeper. It usually brings about a deeper and more fulfilling relationship where both of you now or both partners feel genuinely connected. It's just like you have like a heated up quarrel or disagreement with your partner, and both of you like give yourself like a break or a distance for some time. When you guys are coming back now, you're coming back with like a sorrowful and just like a returned soul or someone who has gone astray, just like the prodigal son, yeah. And now you're coming back to your partner is coming back to you. Now you guys are acknowledged, or you guys have acknowledged and accept that yes, I know we messed up, and no, I understand your reason for pissing, for reacting this way, and no, the connection now will be deeper. It just like make up, I'm trying to say, when couples like get pissed and they involve in the makeup, I'm trying to say, the vibe is more, it's deeper. Yeah, it's deeper on a different scale, and it makes the relationship more fulfilling because both partners gradually will become genuinely and feel genuinely connected, because now they realize, yeah, they messed up, they're back together, they've apologized, they've laid down the principles on why they did this, why they did that, and now they've agreed to make up and become better version of themselves. Now relationship become more genuine, and the relationship become more deeper and more fulfilling. That's one thing with being emotionally available and realizing that, okay, yes, you guys are beginning to become, or rather are beginning to have that emotional avoidance. You guys now come back and rekindle the vibe. You understand? And in the end, the emotional availability is like tending to a garden. You get, when nurtured, it allows love and intimacy to blossom in beautiful, unexpected ways. You may feel you understand love, but you don't truly, 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 truly understand it. You have to be involved in it. You have to be emotionally available, because just like tending to a garden, if like the garden should be very beautiful, if like the garden should be shining, if you don't nurture it every day, if you don't trim it, the thorns may affect the flowers. And when the thorns affect the flowers, you may not see at first, but over, probably along the months or in a few years or few weeks, the thorns now may affect the flower, and the beauty of the flower will begin to like diminish. That's how it works with being emotionally available. It's like tending to a garden. When nurtured, it allows love and intimacy to blossom in beautiful, unexpected ways. Oh, guys, so that's it for today on love and relationship, on being emotionally available and being emotionally avoidable. Being emotionally available and emotionally avoided. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's emotional availability versus emotional avoidance. So, guys, you know which to take. You have to be emotionally available to enjoy the beauty of relationship. You have to be emotionally available because it's the foundation of deep, meaningful connection in your relationship. You have to be open, you have to be present, you have to be willing to share your inner self, your inner world, your inner thoughts, your inner feelings, as well as your vulnerabilities with your partner to enjoy the beauty and have a successful relationship. So, guys, that's it for today. Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up, guys. So, wherever you're watching from, shout out to you. I've come to the end of today's session on love and relationship. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Bless up, guys. Wherever you're watching from, shout out to you, shout out to you, shout out to you. If it's nice where you are currently, it's nice where I am right now. So have a beautiful night. Sleep good, sleep pleasant. All right, have a pleasant night. Sleep wonderfully, sleep like a baby, and wake up healthy and strong like a giant. If it's a morning where you are right now, go out and excel, go out and dominate. Have a pleasant day. Have a beautiful, 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 beautiful day. And when lines fall in pleasant places for you. If it's afternoon where you are right now, stay safe, stay calm, stay collected, and stay hydrated. And in everything you do, cultivate gratitude as a lifestyle, because for you having an emotional available or a relationship based on emotional availability, you have to prioritize gratitude. You have to appreciate your partner. You have to be appreciative to your partner and thank them, for their consistent efforts in making the relationship a success. And this kind of prayer, yeah, like, I bless thee, I found you, you're a blessing to my life, you bless you make me a better person, that kind of thing. So you have to appreciate your partner, and gratitude opens door for more blessings. It keeps you on check. It makes you recognize the good things in your life, regardless of the scenarios or the situations. The going gets good, the going gets stuff. You have to be grateful for the little things, the big things, whatever. Because if you're to check your blessings or to count your blessings, you realize they are unquantifiable. So practice gratitude as a lifestyle, and it makes you recognize the good people in your life, and it also increases intimacy, improves intimacy and bond in your relationship, in your friendships, and your family as well. So bless up, guys. We've come to the end of today's session on love and relationship, and on emotional availability versus emotional avoidance, and how they shape intimacy and connection. So I advise you, or I admonish you, or I encourage you, if you want to have a successful relationship, it has to thrive on emotional availability. And you don't have to be scared of being vulnerable as far you love this person. One thing you should understand about love is that if you give out love genuinely, even if it's not received genuinely, that love will definitely come back to you. Love doesn't lie. That's one thing you should understand. Love thrives on a genuine foundation. So if you're genuine about yourself and you give out love for all it takes and for all love requires, believe me, you have a beautiful relationship. And if you happen to find a right relationship, you happen to find the right one, you happen to find the love of your life, your soulmate, you have to be vulnerable. Give it your all, let the foundation be on a deep, meaningful connection, which is emotional availability. Don't be scared to share yourself. Don't be scared of being open. Don't be scared of being present. And don't be scared of sharing your inner thoughts, feelings, and being vulnerable as well. And with that way, you have a successful relationship. And don't forget to be intentional about your relationship. Be intentional about your feelings. Be intentional about your partner. And be intentional about your actions. That's one of the ways also to have a successful relationship. So, guys, thank you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for coming through today. God bless you guys. God bless you guys. And from my heart, God bless you. Wherever you're watching from, shout out to you. Tomorrow is Thursday, right? And Thursday is family. So be sure to be present. Let's now we've talked about love and relationship. Let's talk about family. I will have a nice time together. I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Same time, 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Let's have fun together. So yeah, stay safe, guys. Stay blessed. Wherever you are right now, stay safe, stay blessed, stay chasing, stay believing, and keep working and keep putting the effort. I believe in me, whatever you're looking for, you definitely get it. And that success will definitely come at you. And it's not so far, it's not too far. Whatever you're finding, whatever you're chasing, keep going, man. I know sometimes the going may get tough, but tough times never last, but tough people do. So, and challenges makes life more meaningful. So don't be too sweet, and don't give up. Don't give up on yourself, man. You know, keep chasing, keep going. And routine for you guys. God loves you, and God got you. You feel me? He got you. He got us. Bless up, guys. Right about now, this is where I sign off. This is where I sign out. And right about now, we outside. All right, guys. I love you guys so much. Please say it back. Okay, I'll assume because I said it back. Bless up, guys. Right about now, I'll be signing off. I'll be signing out. And your host is Koda, the vibes. And this is live stream reality. I blow up and I can't do this without you guys. But it's not just about that. It's about changing the narrative. It's about learning. It's about being the better versions of ourselves. It's about improving ourselves. It's about living a life and, living a legacy and living, a profitable legacy on the sands of time. You get me? I'm impacting life. So that's it, guys. Hi, Chidin. Chidin. I don't know how to pronounce this your name, but sure. Bless up. Bye. Have a nice night. Have a good night. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Stay safe, guys. Stay blessed. I love you guys so much. God bless you. See you same time, 8 p.m., 9 p.m. tomorrow on my channel. Let's talk about family. Right about now. We outside. I love you guys so much. Peace out. Bless up.